closing out the set 6-1. Well, the American fought back in the second, forcing a tie-break, but Wickmeyer held her nerve to seal the win 6-1, 7-6. Belgium are now favourites to go through to the semis after Sunday's reverse singles and doubles rubbers. Austria's Martin Koch has cruised to victory in Saturday's ski flying competition. Koch produced the biggest leaps of both rounds in Oberstdorf to finish well clear of Norway's Thomas Hilde in second and fellow Austrian Gregor Schlierenzauer in third. No one could match that impressive jump or his impressive points tally, which saw him win by 21.8 points. So 2 podium places for Austria sees them extend their lead over Poland at the top of the team tour standings. And this was the quarterfinal of the Women's World Cup ski cross event in Utah. A spectacular crash there, taking out all 4 competitors. Miraculously, they all escaped serious injury. The somersaulting Heidi Zacher eventually picked herself up to win the heat and progress to the semis. And that's the sport for now.
Well, we'll be back at the top of the hour with much more from Egypt, including an update from one of our correspondents who's in Cairo. Also analysis of events that are continuing to develop rapidly. The latest, of course, being the news that the largest opposition group and the officially banned group, the Muslim Brotherhood, will be entering talks with the government on Sunday. Don't forget, you can always keep up to date with the news on our website, aljazeera.net/English.
Hello there. Well, there's yet more wintry weather on the cards for us across the states. If we look at the satellite picture, we can see this area of cloud here moving away, and that's the tail end of that huge storm that gave us all that snow and ice. As this gradually clears away, though, behind it, there will be a little bit of a break for this eastern coast, but elsewhere, more wintry weather working its way down from the north, and that does include for us in Dallas. There could well be more flurries of snow there as we head through Sunday for the Super Bowl then. A little bit further south, and for most of us across the Caribbean, it's fine and dry. Cuba there and Haiti and the Dominican Republic getting away with a settled day. But meanwhile, a little bit further west, there'll just be the occasional shower there as you head down through parts of Nicaragua. Up towards Europe and in the south, it's now looking glorious. The north is very, very different, though. We've got a very brisk wind that's still bringing in lots of clouds and lots of wet weather, too. So the temperatures are getting to double figures, but it's feeling far cooler than that. We're not really seeing much sunshine at all. Plenty more in the way of heavy rain there in the north as we head through the day on Sunday. But further south, that's where the sunshine is. 16 degrees, that's 61 in Fahrenheit for us in Madrid. And it will also be fine across the other side of the Mediterranean in Morocco as well. But further east, more showers there, just working their way across Libya and into Egypt as well.
We are peaceful people.
The Egyptian people will be the ones who will make the change.
We are mobilizing tomorrow a mass protest from Tahrir Square.
If we decided to give in now, they will hunt us one by one.
You don't fight threats, you fight enemies.
Our core function remains the territorial defense of our populations and our member states.
Sanctions, do you think they will work?
A huge number of Western forces have not made huge progress.
The public no longer even believes that, we are there because we are building democracy.
Our empire is imploding. It itself is an illusion.
Empire with Marwan Bashar on Al Jazeera.
Backtracking to reach a breakthrough. Egypt's outlawed Muslim Brotherhood says it's now talking with the government. Hello, you're watching Al Jazeera live from Doha with our continuing coverage on the crisis in Egypt. I'm Laura Kyle. Also coming up this half hour. Out with the old. Gamal Mubarak quits his father's party. Could his replacement, Hossam Badrawi, bring new hope?
This is going to be up to the Egyptian people themselves.
Mixed messages. Washington distances itself from its Egypt envoy after he says Mubarak should stay. In other news, fleeing the floods, Sri Lanka grapples with devastating downpours. And still dividing a nation nearly a century after his death, Russia's Lenin will finally be laid to rest. Hello, it's 0300 GMT, that's 5 a.m. in Egypt. And just before sun up, protesters are entering their 13th day in the square. The opposition group, meanwhile, the Muslim Brotherhood, has confirmed it has begun landmark talks with the government. The group is officially banned in Egypt and had said it wouldn't enter dialogue with President Hosni Mubarak until he resigned.
We gave the condition that we didn't want just promises which will disappoint the great people who came out in their millions. They were attacked, and at that time we said we will not speak with the regime if what they say is just promises. We gave the condition that aggression against our people stop. Tens of Egyptians were killed. We gave the condition that anybody who caused harm to the Egyptian people over the past 30 years will be taken to court. We gave the condition that peaceful demonstrations should be the right of all Egyptians. They accepted this. We said the army must stay in its honourable position and support this nationalist movement. This condition was accepted. In light of this, we said this is the beginning of dialogue, this dialogue in which the demands of the people are given, and all groups are with us, including those who've lit the spark which brought the light.
OK, well, let's get the latest from Cairo now. Join one of our correspondents who are not naming for their own safety. Why do you think we're seeing this change in stance by the Muslim Brotherhood?
Well, it's very interesting, isn't it? And it comes on a day when there's been a lot of political developments, really. I think they didn't want to miss their opportunity. The opposition groups and a group called the Committee, the Council of Wise Men, it's been called here, who were in talks with Vice President Soleiman today. I think with that, along with the resignations of the NDP's leadership, including Gamal, the promise that Mubarak won't stand for another term, I think they saw an opening and they want to be part of something that's focusing on some of the views or some of the views held by the protesters there. But yes, I do think it is significant.
When we last spoke to you, just within the past hour, you were saying that the protesters who are staying in the square overnight had a renewed sense of energy about them. Have they sustained this?
It is very much so, actually. It all seems to come alive at around about, I suppose, sort of 3 o'clock in the morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, there's a bit of singing going on and plenty of movement, actually. There was some chanting and some talks happening in and around the sort of tented area. It's very calm and quiet. The military, no increase in a military presence, and certainly no gunfire. So set for day 13 tomorrow.
Indeed, and Sunday is the start of the week there in Egypt. Are we expecting to see banks reopening, shops, any sort of life coming back to normal?
Well, people started going back to work today. There was a lot of traffic. A lot of people, I think. Yes, the banks are definitely open tomorrow. I don't think schools are due to open yet, but that there are people. I think get a sense that the protests haven't gone. They've gone on a little bit, not too long, but they want their lives back, if you like. They're starting to feel hijacked is probably a bit of a strong word, but there's that sense of yes, we agree with the cause, but it's time to get back into our lives, really.
OK, well, we look forward to hearing more about the day's developments as it unfolds. Thanks very much for joining us from Cairo. Well, as we just heard, the move by the Muslim Brotherhood follows the mass resignation of leading figures from the ruling National Democratic Party, and they include President Mubarak's son and potential successor, Gamal. Nick Spicer reports on that and other key developments over the past 24 hours.
Egyptian TV announces big changes in the ruling party. Gone are the executive committee and the president's son, Gamal Mubarak. But it's the father who's got to go for the demonstrators. Army troops tried to take down their barricades earlier in the day. The head of the Army's Central Command came to ask them to go home so the country could go back to normal. They chanted back, "We're not leaving, he is." But Hosni Mubarak wasn't. Not yet, anyway. He met with senior cabinet members to talk about the economy, reeling after 1 million tourists fled. Still, the government would slowly get back to business, the Prime Minister told the nation.
I mean, for every day that goes, stability